Good morning! It's Friday, April 17th. You made it! Yay! It's the end of the week. We always love Fridays when we're on campus, so I would imagine it's no different today, especially if you work, maybe have the weekends off, so that's exciting for you. Unfortunately, I think it's supposed to be really cold this afternoon and even maybe snow. So you can see I'm sitting here with my plants because I had to bring them back in. I'm doing some pruning to my lemon tree. It didn't fare well in that frost that we had last week. So I gotta fix it up and hopefully it makes it. We'll see. I did talk to Miss Berry yesterday and we discussed if, and Mr. Snell actually, we discussed if we could do some kind of drop-off for your products so I could get them fired. And right now that's just not an option. This is coming from higher ups than we even have control of. So until they lift that stay-at-home order, there's nothing that we can do in regards to being on campus. We're just not allowed to be there. So here are your options. You can keep your product until whenever we're able to get back on campus and I can organize a drop-off, so put it somewhere safe. And if you want it fired, I will make sure that happens for you. I don't know when that will be, so you'll be holding on to it for who knows how long. Or you can crush it and put some water on it and you'll have some additional clay and you could just build something else. And if you end up loving that, you could bring it to me and I can fire it for you at some point. Or you could give that clay to a sibling or your mom or your dad or your grandma. Clay, as you know, becomes incredibly therapeutic if you put your headphones in and you just drown everybody out. So it could be kind of a blessing for somebody, so you could do that. Or your third option is Kruger Pottery in Webster Groves is still in business. So you can't go into the store, but they have a drop-off pickup area. So I don't know when their hours are. I don't know if they're open all week. They might even have limited hours, but as of last week, they were still running. So you could go there and get it fired, but if you do that, you will have to know what type of clay that you're using. So you use, I hope that you know this, but you used a Cone 04 low fire earthenware, and you actually use the Kruger Pottery brand. So you could just tell them that and they would know what temperature it would have to be fired at. So that's an option as well. I do not know what it costs, so you would have to just call them or get on their website and find out. So that's Kruger Pottery. So that's in regards to the update about the firing and your products that you ended up taking home. Don't forget you have the Talavera Tile History and Process due today. It's super easy, so if you haven't jumped on there to complete it, please make sure you do so. And then on Monday, we'll have the actual studio assignment that goes with the Talavera tiles. I think you'll like it. It's pretty relaxing, it's fun, it's quick. So that'll be on Monday. I'll post that assignment. And I think that's about it in regards to ceramics, but please continue to check your email, your school email, and Google Classroom, especially because there were some updates that went out this week in regards to grades and the expectations. You can improve your grade from here until the end of the school year. So if you have some classes maybe where you don't necessarily have a fantastic grade, you can still bring that up. So don't, I know campus is closed the rest of the year, but that doesn't mean that your education is over. So if you are worried about that GPA, now is a great time to bring that up, you guys. I mean, me personally, as an adult, I think, this stinks, the situation we're in, but it's never been an easier time to bring up your grades. And that's just me being really transparent and really honest with you. I mean, I know I watered down my assignments quite a lot because I want you to be successful even, no matter what circumstances you're in. And I know that your other teachers are doing that too. So I'm just encouraging you to stay with us. Get your work done, bring up those GPAs, and bring up those grades. So, I don't know. Let's talk about my plant here for a second. I'm gonna turn this so you can see it. Look at this thing. I mean, this branch had leaves last week, and then I had a lemon. This lemon is turning, but now it's like super squishy. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna ripen correctly at this point. And then I have my lime tree. I don't know if you guys can see that one, but there's my lime tree. It's doing okay. And there's my pottery wheel. So I throw in front of the window so I can look outside. Plus it helps dry out the clay while I'm throwing, and which is really, really helpful actually, because it stiffens that clay up. And the other thing I wanted to show you, which I'm super excited about, is I did these miniature greenhouses. I've never done them before. Look at this. Success! This is amazing. This is awesome. I feel very fulfilled, I guess. I got these at the dollar store. I mean, come on. So I'm doing cilantro, parsley, and thyme. So that's what's in here. So I'm really excited about that. If you cook a lot, this is great. My husband loved to cook. We love to cook. He loves to barbecue. I love to bake. And then I've got a couple specialties. I'm really good at stuffed shells. I'm really good at stuffed peppers. I'm a pretty good baker. I know I've talked to you about this. And see, now that we're not on campus, you guys don't get to try any of my food. Which brings me to, for the first time in my life, I tried a meatball sub. I've never had one. It was amazing. I made meatballs several months ago, and I always take half the batch and I freeze it for a rainy day. And I was like, oh, we should eat these meatballs. And I was like, how about a meatball sandwich? I've never had one. And my husband's totally into it. So we had French bread, meatballs, and then like cheese on top that was melted. I will tell you, it was amazing. I would definitely eat it again. It was so good. But I would not eat it out in public. It was way messy. I mean, there was like cheese and sauce, like just, my husband's beard was just like full of it. So it's kind of a messy food, but it was so delicious. So if you've tried any new food, share it with me. I would totally dig that. Oh, my notebook's over on the table. So question of the day comes from, I don't know who it's from. I'm sorry, I had it written down. But they want to know why we are always fishing. Well, so, gosh, this video is going to get too long. Basically, I use fishing as inspiration for my work. So how I got into it, again, that's a story for another day. But I love being on the water. It's like tranquil for me. It's serenity. The essence that you get while you're out there is you're just away from the rest of the world. And it's, for me, it's kind of like a stress reliever. So you guys know that I'm not a super stressful person. I'm really happy pretty much for the most part. But that's because I don't hold on to stuff either. I mean, what is that going to do for you? That's not something that's going to benefit you and push you forward as a person and in life. So why be angry all the time, or, you know, have a moment and then move on. But water and fishing, it really pushes my artwork as an artist, and I use that as my theme. So I sculpt a lot of fish. I sculpt basically marine life. So birds, fish, plants, anything that's going to be around a body of water, that's what I use. So that's really why we fish a lot. Plus, a long time ago, I asked my husband what he wanted to do with his life, and I said, it doesn't matter, no parameters, no, the sky's the limit. And he said, I want to be a professional fisherman. And so we talked about it, and there were a lot of obstacles in the way. Again, story for another day. But we've gotten pretty close in this way, you know, using it as inspiration for my artwork. We fish more than the average weekend warrior for sure. So that's sort of kind of a little bit of a gist of why we fish so much. But there's more to the story than just that. But again, you know, we've got a little bit more time in the school year, so I'll share that with you as we go. So as always, guys, it is Friday. Make good choices, wear your seatbelt, and don't text and drive. We want you here for a very long time. Have a great weekend. Can't wait to see you guys on Monday. Ciao.